3 years ago, I quit my 9-to-5 career to build a life on my own terms.
A lot of personal growth, but it's also been super tough.
Now, my wife and I are renovating a tiny 23 square meter studio in Stockholm. With this little corner here, we have great opportunities while I'm running my creative business remotely. This channel follows our renovation projects, my digital nomad experiments, and our attempt to live with less stuff but with more experiences. The seasons have started to shift here in Sweden now. After a very long and dark and grey winter and autumn, finally the days are getting longer, the trees are sprouting in green, and the spring flowers is popping up here and there. I just absolutely love this season. It is my favorite season of the year here in Sweden. It's really the season of creativity for me. I have this sense of urgency to create, to make things beautiful. I don't know, it's just something magical about this season. We've been pretty busy working on our tiny house in the last couple of months, just getting everything ready and livable for 2 people in a very tiny space. Okay, building day number 2 has officially started. So I thought I was going to show you guys what we are building and what it looks like before, so you can see before and after later. So this is our white wall, completely empty right now. There's a thing here that's gonna be disassembled and go. So here we're gonna have 6 upper cabinets. They're quite thin, so only 20 centimeter in depth. So big ones at the top and then the smaller ones at the bottom. And then this will be an empty space. And then starting here, there will be wardrobes coming out all the way. So this becomes a shelving space. But the whole thing will kind of be built in from ceiling, like from floor to ceiling. And then here there will be a desk from here to here, some open shelvings. Haven't really figured out this yet, and we're just gonna have a temporary like table here now. But step 1 is to get these cabinets up on the wall and build the wardrobes. So hopefully we can be done with all of that by this weekend. So let's roll the time lapse. One of our biggest projects that we've been working on in the tiny house is to build a wardrobe, an office space, and some storage units. Okay, now I'm done with the base of the cabinets. So I'm gonna take a break, and then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the doors on them, and then I'm gonna start measuring where they're gonna go on the wall, make holes for the draw out where the holes are gonna be, and then I need to drill. So I think I'll start with the doors. We wanted everything to look custom and built in, but we're starting from an IKEA base, and then the idea is to create a custom framing around these IKEA units and build everything into one unit eventually. It will definitely take some time to achieve this grand goal of having this whole wall built in to make it look very unique and special and something custom for this house. It's a new day. It's a new day. I had to take a break in the building yesterday and just clean up some stuff. I had to empty the wardrobe because we have to move that today, and then just took some time off because it was a bit hectic yesterday. But today is the big build of our office space. So right now we are going to measure out where the stuff is going to go on the wall, and then we need to do some drilling, and then we're gonna put the cabinets up there. We have pre-built everything, so now we just need to get them up on the wall. So that is the plan.
These walls are really old. This house is over 100 years old, and the walls are made of this black dust concrete material, and it's really corrosive or like loose, which means that when we drill into it, black dust is coming out. It really took us a while to figure out the process for this. And also, it doesn't look very tall, but the ceiling is almost 3 meters, and I'm very short, so for me to stand on top of that very shaky ladder and try to use force and drill above my head was much more difficult than it looks. Actually, I know this doesn't look like a advanced build, but it was really difficult to build this thing and make sure it looks nice, even though this is going to be custom built in later. And I have to say, I'm really proud of us that we were able to finish this. Spring is finally here, and I'm going for my daily walk around Södermalm. So I'm just gonna take a little longer lunch break today, and we have this really nice church near us, which is on top of a hill. So it's a nice walk to climb the hill. And then I'm gonna lie in the sun, so you can come along on my little hike in the city. It's so quiet up here, and it's so nice. So we have the church, and then there's these old houses that they have kept. I guess maybe they belonged to the church before. Like people who worked in the church might lived here or have them as working cabins or something, I'm not sure. But it's so nice. Like you walk up the hill and it feels like you're escaping the city. So calm and so quiet. So there's a little park there. Gonna find a spot, chill in the sun.
It is a new day, and I'm finally starting with some of the fun stuff on this wall, which is I'm gonna get the doors in place. So yesterday it took us the whole day to get these up on the wall. Drilling into the wall was a bit harder than I expected in the beginning, but then once I got hang of how we were gonna do it on this wall, it got really fast. So the last row was super fast, but the top row took forever because we were trying to figure out how to get a good grip in the wall. Eventually we figured it out, and they're all up now. So yeah, now I'm just gonna put in the shelves inside and then the doors. And then after this, I'm gonna build the wardrobes, which will come underneath here.
I know this looks like a very simple thing to build on screen. It looks like a couple of basic cabinets from IKEA that you put together and then place them next to each other. But actually, this process was really difficult. We don't have a lot of building experience, to be honest. This was actually our first major build ourselves. Of course, we've built IKEA furnitures before, but the process of designing this, finding the units in the right sizes that would fit our little tiny space was actually really difficult. So it actually took me a couple of weeks to just plan out this unit and find the appropriate pieces for it. So here's the final result of the wardrobe and the storage units that are mounted onto the wall. As I said, this is just the first step, and this will later be built into a bigger unit. We wanted to have a clean unit that would blend into the wall and almost become invisible. Since this is a tiny space, we wanted to keep it white just like the wall and make it very narrow so it doesn't take up too much space in the house. So on the wall we have 6 cabinets. The top row has the bigger cabinets and the lower row has the smaller ones. And then we left some gap in between here to create a floating shelf feeling where we will store books and we can just use it as space to maybe put your glasses or your keys or something. And then underneath here we have the wardrobe. Honestly, people get so surprised when I show them that this is my wardrobe. So what you see here are 3 wardrobes, and these are being shared by me and my wife Gia. And these are not the normal wardrobes. So a normal wardrobe would be 60 centimeter in depth. This one is only 40 centimeter, so it's more narrow than a normal. Again, to create more of a airy and spacious environment in the house, we wanted to not make the wardrobes feel too bulky. So 2 of the wardrobes have spaces to hang clothes, and then underneath that they have 1 shelf and a pull-out drawer. The 3rd wardrobe has 6 pull-out drawers where we store hoodies and our pants and training clothes. So Gia and I are actually sharing this. So 3 of the drawers are mine and 3 of the drawers are hers. So imagine this. The only wardrobe space that I have, that's it. I have no other space for clothes. But it's a really good challenge to be minimalistic and to think twice before I buy new clothes. And if I do buy new clothes, I kind of have a rule that something else has to go. And actually, it's kind of nice because then I feel like I use the clothes that I keep much more. There's nothing in here that's just sitting there and I'm not using it. If I'm not using it, it's gonna go. It prevents me from buying stuff that I don't need. It's just forcing me to be a bit more mindful with how much clothes I have.
Constant learning to flow. All the unknown lemons thrown.
I just have to say, this is the most magical place in this tiny studio. Like having this little window seat, it almost becomes like a balcony. And just being able to open the windows and sit here. We have sun the whole day. From morning it comes from this side, and then through the whole day it comes across here, and then it sets on that side. So yeah, I mean, wow. This little corner is my favorite corner, maybe in the world right now. Here all day in the sun, enjoying the coffee and my water.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I'm so excited to share this journey that we're on building this tiny house. It's my first renovation project, and even though it might look small and insignificant, I'm so excited to be on this journey, however small it might be. So I wish you all a lovely spring weekend, and I'll see you again in my next video really soon.